few months ago, my family and I went on a trip to the mountains, and I took that opportunity to study the mood of the area. Obviously, to get the feel of a lush forest and apply it to our indie game Wisplight, a reverse RPG game where you play as the monster instead of the usual RPG heroes. I applied day and night to our indie game and made it similar to what I've experienced. Then one day, when I was checking some comments, I saw some feedback from one of you guys. So here's the feedback. So here's the comment from Quack6625. Let's just skip to the part where he talks about the lighting of the game. Like, why does the game look like it's set on a summer afternoon in Italy if it's dark fantasy? I'm sorry, but please make the time of year and continent part of the experience. Look at Skyrim, for instance. At first glance, it's clear, fall, winter, Norwegian style. Also, look at Dark Souls. Even the textures are dark and grayish. I realize that he's right. It feels like summer because our place is situated near the equator, and the sun will rise at noon above us. That's why the lighting and weather is off and doesn't match with the fauna of our landscape. Thanks for the feedback, Quacks. It's very insightful. If you look closely, our trees are beech trees, and beech trees are usually found far from the equator. I'm currently situated in the Philippines, and I never had experienced weather from other countries. The weather we have here is just sunny days and rainy days. This includes super hot and humid days and some super typhoons that once blew the roof of our house. So with all the data gathered, like the fauna and the landscape, the humans occupying the area, which as you can see, they are more akin to English medieval warriors. The warriors that you will see in movies where they fought with Vikings in the Dark Ages. With all these details in mind, I studied the best locations for our game. So it should be in a location that is similar to what we have in real-life events. So for the inhabitants' reference, our game should be in a location similar to where the Vikings, English, or Scottish people inhabited. This will have a gloomy weather, it will be foggy, less sunlight, a bit of rain, and some snowfalls during the winter season. As for fauna for our landscape, we'll be limited and locked onto fauna that is available in these areas. Therefore, we will not be having fauna like coconuts or any other tropical trees, or fauna from deserts like palm trees and cactus. We will stick with trees like beech and other trees that we will acquire soon when we start working on level design and level art. As for set inhabitants, for now we will inhabit the island with medieval English designs heavily influenced by the church, since it is part of our game's lore, and we need to fit all the design decisions to our lore and make it as cohesive as possible. We will add more inhabitants in the future, like the Asian assassin bounty hunters, or some Viking barbarians and druids. But we'll add these enemy groups in other parts of the island. For now, our main enemy is the Kingdom faction with medieval English designs. Alright, the good thing about the problem with our lighting is that it's very easy to fix. Our asset, Enviro, already has a feature that will set the longitude and latitude of the scene. Basically, you simply just put your coordinates there, and the skybox and lighting will auto-adjust itself. So our coordinates for the island are at 50 north, 10 west. This is closely similar to the weather in UK. Basically, if we check Google Maps, our island should be situated below Ireland on the Celtic Sea. This makes sense in lore perspective, since this area is ideal if you want to make the kingdom's mainland situated in England, as well as open opportunities from other inhabitants that possibly roam the area historically, like the Vikings. With some tweakings with fog and weather, we now have the right mood and the right lighting for our indie game Wisplight. Let's do a before and after comparison of the weather and lighting in different locations of our game. Here's an area where mercenaries camp and gather life essence. This is the old lighting, and this is the new lighting with the new coordinates. This is the previous lighting for a cloudy 6 AM. And here's the new one. It's still dark. And this is the previous lighting for a cloudy afternoon. And here's the new one. Clearly, the mood for our lighting is a bit more gloomier now, compared to the summer-like lighting on the previous version. Also, because it's more gloomier now, the fauna of the land fits. Now, let's test some rain at noontime. This is the lake area. Even though it's raining, the sun is still shining and penetrating through the clouds. There are two types of rain in our game, and this one is the heavy rain. There's also a light rain where the clouds is not that thick and the drizzles are not that heavy. There are also wind effects that moves the trees when it's raining. Also, the addition of fog creates God rays when light hits the fog. Here, let's test the scene with light rain. This is a previous lighting at 12 noon. It looks summer-like when the sun is positioned directly above us. Now here's the new lighting using the new coordinates where the sun is at the side, creating some god rays when light hits rain and fog. Now let's test the day and night cycle using the new coordinates. Let's speed up time to make the transitions faster. I noticed with this new lighting coordinates that daylight is shorter compared to nighttime. This is because of the positioning of the sun, which does not go up above us and only shines just a few degrees up the horizon. This is beneficial for us monsters, since humans will have a sight or perception debuff when it's dark, making some interesting gameplay, especially for our stealthy forest nymph. Our forest nymph is the very first monster that we will transform into, and it will have a stealth gameplay. We'll give it the ability to hide the glow of the wisp on its chest when it's stealthily crouching on grass or inside bushes, and give it some stealth finishers to take down unsuspecting enemies. We'll make it fast and evasive as well to compensate for its low fortitude. I would like to thank all the supporters of Wisplight, to our Patreons, and to all our volunteers, to those who wishlisted our game on Steam, and to you guys who have been giving us feedback since day one of this development journey. One of our goals is to make Wisplight a game that is community driven. We want to make a game that the community wants to play, so if you have some feedback or suggestions, feel free to comment down below. Also, you can join us in Discord to get some sneak peek on some concepts for our game. If you'd like to help out with the development, contact us on Discord and we'll see what tasks are available for your skill set. Currently, the team needs some concept artists that can help us with the concepts and look for our level designs. Since after we complete all features for combat, the next step of development are the levels for Chapter 1, which is the forest area. This includes the dungeons, the mines, the forest encampments, some sunken ruins, the swamps, and the forest itself. Also, we currently have an event for concept artists. It's a loading screen event, and the winner will have his or her work shown in one of our loading screens. There will be a small cash prize as well. As for music and sound, currently Alex needs help with some instruments, so if you're interested in helping out with music, you can contact us on Discord. On our next devlog, we will discuss on how we made music for our game, which Alex, our audio director, will explain. Till next time.